surface level relaxation. Sleep a lot, take a bath. That's great, nothing wrong with it. But it's just not going to last. The benefits of a hot bath are just not that long lasting. Do it, sure. But make sure you're also doing other things that last, that are actually giving you internally that sense. So in the same way, when you're trying to figure out, do I spend this precious time with my friend? Ask yourself, am I nourished by the relationship? Am I nurtured by it? Does it fill me on some deep level? Because if not, then you may really decide that it's just not worth it. Every once in a while, again, sure, but it's not worth that time. So you'll figure that out. But if it's a great friend and it's just the smoking that's an issue, this is where willpower comes in. You can be on a diet while someone in front of you is eating a piece of chocolate cake. Doesn't mean you have to eat it. I remember when I was very young, my mom was always on diets. And when I was very young, we went to Palm Springs, where we used to go for holidays a lot. And my dad always has loved nice food, and especially sweet dishes, and he was not on a diet. And he ordered, after dinner, he ordered this big ice cream sundae. Scoops of ice cream, chocolate syrup, cherry on top. And Dad has always been a very slow eater. Mom is sitting next to him, the ice cream sundae comes, Mom starts eating it. She has 1 spoon, she has 2 spoons, she has 3 spoons, she has 4 spoons. Dad has just begun to take his first spoon. And Mom decides 4 spoons is 4 spoons too much for her diet, takes a glass of water, and pours a glass of water on top of Dad's ice cream sundae. Now all of your surprised faces are there because most of us would expect that someone would simply stop eating it. Okay, you eat it, I'm done. But as anyone who's ever struggled with diets knows, it's hard, and Mom decided that it was going to be a lot easier to just not have the temptation of an ice cream sundae because she's going to drown it with water than to have to use that willpower. But you don't have to be like that. That was a story of what not to do. Are you okay? You okay? Ekdam. You can have willpower. Just be with her and don't smoke. And as she smokes, realize, my God, how I used to have this stuff polluting me also. And be thankful to the divine that you've had the willpower to stop. Every minute she smokes, just say to yourself, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That I am free of this. She's stuck, I'm free. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So many people want to quit smoking. I was able to quit. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And that'll keep you really strong. Great. Other questions that anyone has? Yes, please.
Respected Sadhviji, I wanted to ask that how can one come to know about the purpose of his life, barring the cliche that the purpose is to serve the humanity?
Great. So, serving humanity is most definitely not a cliche, but it requires a spiritual basis to it. The purpose of our life, every one of us, in human bodies, is to experience the presence of the divine in us. That is why we have taken birth in a human form. it's said that humans are the only species who have the ability to be conscious of themselves. We're the only species, it said, who have the ability to recognize, I am not my thoughts. There is desire, but I'm not going to give in. Like the last question, I want to smoke, but I won't. It said we're the only species that has that ability to differentiate a higher self, a divine self, from a conditioned, habitual, lower brain type of reactive self. So that is all of our Dharma. Our highest Dharma is to have that awareness. All of the rest of our Dharma is in service of that. So we each come into the world with different karmic packages based on past lives, all of the actions that we've done, the experiences we've had, the sanskaras we've had from past births. They come into what you could consider kind of a karmic bank account. And we come into this life with the duty. It's not just a duty, it's a requirement rather. That karmic bank account become, ideally, zero. Whatever's left over, we've got to come back next life and do. And so there are going to be things that we did in the past that have given us what you would call good karma. Karma literally means action. The goodness is the fruits. And we've got to enjoy those. Benefit from that. And then there are things that you would consider bad karma. And we go through that. There's going to be pain, there's going to be suffering, there's going to be challenges. But karma is not a system of rewards and punishments. It's a system of how to get you closer and closer to that awareness of yourself as divine. So the universe is working for you. All of that which you are given, the experiences you are given, the challenges you're given, are given to you to help you take the next step closer to the truth of who you are. Because of that karmic baggage, we each have different situations and circumstances and things we've got to go through which we will achieve that highest state of our realization. So for one person, it's going to come through this journey, another it'll come through that, right? I mean, the Bhagavad Gita, the quintessential treatise on Dharma, life, spirituality, awakening, yoga, everything, is spoken to Arjuna, whose Dharma was to fight the war. For those 18 days, that was his singular Dharma. Fight this war. The broader Dharma was, be a warrior. You are a Kshatriya. That is your Dharma. Be a warrior. Broader Dharma, to restore Dharma to the land. That's why the battle had to be fought. It's not, I'm a hammer, therefore the world is my nail. I'm a warrior, therefore the world is my battlefield. No, it's a battle to bring back Dharma. Broader Dharma, to actually experience through the breakdown you can think of on the battlefield with Bhagwan Krishna, to experience from that breakdown a breakthrough. He wouldn't have had the breakthrough if he hadn't had the breakdown. He thought Krishna was just my buddy. If he hadn't had that breakdown, Krishna would not have had to give him the whole Gita. We would not have benefited. He wouldn't have had to show Arjuna his Vishal Roop. From the breakdown came the breakthrough. From the breakthrough comes the awakening, the transformation, the growth. The Arjuna after the war was a different Arjuna than the Arjuna before the war. Not only on a human level of the loss that he suffered, but on a much more divine level of the awarenesses that he was giving. That's why you're here. So it's the highest Dharma, and then there's the other individual Dharma that each of us has to fill. But this aspect of service of humanity comes because when I realize that I am one with the divine, well, then I am just a channel for the divine flow here on earth. And like nature serves and gives in different ways, that becomes our role. But it's different ways. So an apple tree serves in a very different way than a river serves. Very different way than the wind serves. Very different way than the soil serves. Different than the way that a rose serves. Our role, yes, is to serve, but not aimlessly, randomly. It's to serve with a connection to the divine and alignment with the divine, so that that service is in service of our own awakening as well. That's why we say that seva is one of the most powerful spiritual practices, because it actually purifies our vision. It purifies our mind. It purifies our ego. Because it's not about me as this identification. It's not about what I want. It's about how can I be a channel for the divine. Beautiful. Thank you. Any other questions? I'm sorry? Acha, sure. Follow-up question. Yes.
Well, that's my question, that how will I come to know that whether I am here to serve as a fruit or as a rose or a tree?
Great. By listening. You know, I'm a scientist by academic history, but also by kind of the way my brain works. And if you look at nature, everything knows what to do. Nothing is confused. A flower doesn't sprout and then go, oh my God, do I give rose petals or jasmine petals? What do I become? A tree doesn't start to grow and have branches and then go, oh my God, apples or oranges or plums or bananas, like somebody help me. What do I give? It just knows. It knows. Everything in nature knows. The plants, the animals, they're never confused. Nocturnal animals are nocturnal. Daytime animals are daytime. They only eat their own food. They don't eat each other's food. They don't do what each other does. They know, they understand. They speak their own language. They do their own thing. You never see a dog jumping off the top of a roof because he saw a bird do it. Somehow, intuitively, even a puppy, there's something inside that says, I'm not a bird. He's never seen a mirror, but he knows, I'm not a bird. We are the only species that has no idea what to do. Caterpillars climb trees, they weave cocoons, they become butterflies. Earthworms don't. You never see an earthworm follow a caterpillar up the tree and try to become a butterfly. They know. And the only way they can know is that there must be an intelligence in the universe, in the creation, that speaks to us in different ways. Surely a rose hears differently than a caterpillar hears, than a puppy dog hears, than an apple tree hears. I don't know how they hear, but I know that they all hear because they're all getting the messages and doing exactly what they're supposed to do. What that makes me know is that that message, that signal comes to us also. But we have to be quiet enough to hear it. If we allow ourselves to be quiet, not just our mouths, but our minds, that's why we meditate. It enables us to hear that voice. It's also why it's such a blessing to have a guru. Because then you actually have someone who can speak to you in a voice that you hear right away, that says, do this. It's why in our tradition, the power of a guru, especially a guru still in their bodies, is so powerful. Can you do it without a guru? Theoretically, yes. But you would have to have a degree of ability to hear, to listen, to know, to see, to tease apart ego from desire, from fear, from pattern, from history, from complex, from trauma, from all of that, which for most of us is certainly exceedingly difficult, if not impossible, in this lifetime. So it's the great benefit of a guru who says, do this. But it's also really powerful along with that to be able to start to hear your own inner voice. And it'll speak to you. But you've got to become quiet. Just always remind yourself, I am no less than an earthworm. Right? If an earthworm can hear it, I'm no less than a caterpillar, than a puppy dog. If they can all hear it, surely I can hear it. Beautiful. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your evening. As I announced in the Ganga Arati, this is my last evening here. I will be out until probably August. I will be doing some lives online, so you can tune in online on Instagram, on other channels, mostly Instagram, but other places as well. They'll be streaming things on the other channels. And even when I'm not here, they are showing satsang videos on YouTube every day, so you can tune in and be with us here in cosmic time instead of physical earth time. And even when we're not having satsang, there's still so much that happens here every day at the ashram with the yoga and the meditation and the philosophy and the courses and the classes and the yagna and the Ganga Arati. So please be sure to keep taking advantage of all of that. And I hold you all so deeply in my heart. And I look forward to seeing you when I'm back in August. And so much love to you.